Well, welcome back folks. Welcome to a lovely, sunny but very windy beach in North Wales. As I mentioned in the last couple of videos, until we go to Ireland in June, my sole target is flatties and bass. So here we are, North Wales. Hopefully you can see behind me there's a fair bit of surf running. Like I say, it is very windy. There are two main reasons why I'm in North Wales. Looking at the forecast this week, the winds are horrific today. Certainly on the east coast, it goes crazy later on with some big strong northerly winds. So the east coast for me was completely out of the question. Here we've got 20 to 25 mile an hour winds in our faces. It's going to be uncomfortable. It does mean though that there is a good surf on. Hopefully that means some good bass. But the biggest reason why I'm here is a certain Mr. Tommy Joe. I was talking to him. Oh mate, yeah, get to North Wales, bass, 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 blah, blah, blah. I'll put you a couple of snippets in now of our WhatsApp conversations.
I wouldn't blank, but you might blank.
Yeah, but that's the reason why I am going Pennel, because then if I do blank, I can make a big song and dance about how, you know, the greatest fisherman of all time's put me on a mark and I fucking blanked and you sold me out, you give me duff information.
Well, mate, I can show you a mark, I can put you on a mark, I can tell you what bait to use. But is your angling at my standards? Now we'll find out when you fish that mark. Now it's a bit biased that because I'm not there, but I know I won't blank. I'd definitely catch something. So
here we are in North Wales. Tackle today, we're going light, we're going really light. Last year I fell into the habit of using big heavy rods, 6-7 ounce grippers, Pennel rigs, big baits, big fish, blah blah blah, all the usual sort of stuff. This year I'm going bass season, I'm going sportsmanship. So the rod nearest to you is the Akios Fury FX420. I've paired that up with an Airloop R10, brand spanking new. It is my dad's. Unfortunately for him, it was delivered to my house. It'd be rude of me not to spool that up and just check it over for him. On the business end of the Fury, I've got a loop rig. The bottom hook is a single 2.0 hook. On there I've got ragworm at the minute. I've got a 6 ounce gripper, and then the top hook I've got squid, and that's on a Pennel setup. And then the rod nearest to me, I've been absolutely buzzing to get my hands on this all week, ever since I knew they were coming into stock. The Akios Airlyte 355. I've paired that with a Spyro RS5000. Now the Spyro range is Akios's lightweight, small, sporting reels. You've got the RS, which is this one, which is a aluminium body, and then you've got the GT, which is a graphite body, and on the end of there we've gone even lighter. So again, it's a loop rig, both with Pennel setups. It's a 45-pound rig body, and on there I've got 10-pound hook snoods with a 1.0 bottom hook and a 3.0 Shinu top hook. Baits that we're going to be using today, because we're targeting bass and flatties, I've gone very simple. I've got lugworm, I've got ragworm, and I've got squid. So that's what we've got to choose from. The tide is heading out. We've got probably about 2.5 hours to low water. Plan for today is to fish down to low water and then fish the flood till who knows when. If it's absolutely going off, we might fish it all the way back up. Looking at the beach behind us, we've got some rocks. We've got a couple of nice hollows and stuff, so there's a few features to fish up on here. Or my initial plan is to fish 2 to 3 hours into the flood here and then shoot back towards home and fish a couple of other marks, another mark on the way home. We've got Conway, we've got Prestatyn, we've got Rill, we've got Mostyn, there's Connors Quay. There's loads of places to choose from on the way home for high water tonight. So that's the plan. Like I say, if it's kicking off, we might choose to stay here. But for now, I need to shut up talking, possibly move a little bit closer to the water's edge, because it is disappearing at a rate of knots. Just had a visit off Tommy Joe. Well, not so much a visit, he was kind enough to heckle me from the bridge. So I'll run you on the clip now that he's just sent me.
How these people find time to fish, you know, just in the middle of the day, midweek, middle of the day, bright, sun's out, Lovely sea on, perfect conditions. Not just that though, guys, this is taking the piss, this is. Sat just over there on my beach, in these perfect conditions, in the wrong place by about 30 yards, needs to go a little bit 30 yards to the left of him there, is the one and only, the awful angler. That's Alex, guys. If he blanks there, I don't know if he can get any further away from the water, or if he's just trying to do that, but he would be better to get a bit closer. If he blanks there, guys, golf is his sport, not fishing. We love you, Alex, the awful angler.
You'll be pleased to know I have moved down, but I mean this is the thing, right, that I hate fishing down, because we started up past that pile of rocks there. I moved down no more than 5 minutes ago, if that, and already there's a good, you know, 20 yards in front of me. But yeah, so far no fish. We've been fishing for maybe 40 minutes or so. I'm really impressed with that little Airlyte. The only problem I've got is I've only got 3-ounce grippers, and with this wind I'm struggling to get much more than sort of 30 or 40 yards. But having said that, that is dropping us right just behind this surf. I'm not sure how well the GoPro is going to pick this up. Let me turn you around. What I do, if I stand still for a minute, I'll try and zoom in. If not, I'll get it on the phone. But so you've got a bit of surf here in front of us, then you've got another sandbar out the back, and what looks like a nice deep trench running in front of it. Now when I rocked up and I looked at this, there was breakers in here in front of me, what looked like a nice gully in here, which has now exposed, and then breakers again over by the pipe. I was tempted to fish the other side of the pipe because I thought I might get a little bit of shelter, but there's still plenty of time. We can still move. If nothing's happening, we will move. I'll go and have a look at that in maybe an hour or so. We've probably got an hour and a half to low water. So yeah, let's see how we go. Just look at the tip on this little Airlyte. Oh, look at the bend in that. I tell you what, I think this is possibly going to be my new favourite combo. The intention was, I know I said the other week, some days I was going to chill out. Today I was well up for a challenge. I was going to, the original plan was to leave mine around 4 AM, get somewhere to fish up and over high water at 9 o'clock this morning, and then fish a couple hours down, then come here, fish down to low and back up, because like I say, Tommy's promised me bass on this mark, but like I say, Tommy's but as I was saying to Tommy earlier, this week we're on a North Wales beach chasing bass. Tommy Joe's promised me fish, big fish, monster fish, but having said that, he promised me a £10 last time I went to Anglesey, and he failed me then as well.
You put that in your audio and smoke it. I've told you before, pal, take a horse to water, but you cannot make it drink.
So yeah, I thought I'd come prove a point, do everything I can to get a few fish out on here. It's absolutely stunning, and I tell you what, I cannot wait for summer now. It's going to be absolutely phenomenal this year. It is slightly bittersweet. Anglesey is literally just over the water there. I can see Anglesey from here, and I am gutted that I'm not heading over to Anglesey, but it's probably another 40 minutes or so from here, probably an hour to get onto any of the marks I'd want to fish. So that's another 2 hours driving in a 12-hour day. It's a lot, that. I'll tell you one thing, right? So like I say, I had a bit of a later start than wanted. I jumped in the van and thought, oh, I've got enough fuel. Didn't really pay any attention. Got as far as Stoke and the fuel light come on. And I thought, oh, you know what? I'll just stop at a service station, put like a £5's worth of diesel in. That'll get me to Real or a Ross. £1.84 a litre for diesel. £1.84. That's 30 pence a litre more than at my local. I was like, absolutely not. I thought I would rather push the van 10 miles than pay that. Honestly, we need to start setting fire to service stations or doing something. Oh, and I tell you what else wound me up this week. So went for a follow up on my tow, which is doing pretty good, to be honest. It looks pretty minging, but if you're squeamish, look away now. So yeah, it looks a little bit mingy, but yeah, it's healing up pretty well. So went to hospital, and local hospital's got Marks and Sparks in. We got there pretty early, so I thought, well, while we're waiting, we'll go and get some snacks. They've now got rid of all the tills. They had one person walking around stocking shelves, right? So Marks and Spencer's is the only little supermarket, grocery store, whatever you want to call it, in Derby Royal Hospital. They've got one member of staff there. They must be absolutely raping money of people, and they can't be asked to employ people to do the tills. It really does boil my piss. Unemployment's going up because people like Marks and Spencer's, who've got, you know, unskilled jobs, and yet they're getting rid of that and automating it all. So outrageous. And that's my rant for the week. Maybe I ought to start that. Maybe I ought to do a feature, rant for the week. We had crisp of the week last year, didn't we? Did a crisp review each week. Maybe I ought to do rant of the week. I'm sure I can fill it. Normally I've got something to rant about. So yeah, that's my rant for the week. It's a two-parter. Supermarkets, self-service tills, give people jobs. It's as simple as that. Because it's not like you're charging 15p for Freddos anymore, and there isn't the margin. And then the price of fuel at bloody service stations. Burn them to the ground. I've not long rebaited. Weed is causing a bit of a problem, but like I say, we shouldn't have too long now. I think low water's about 3:30. What are we at? 2:45. So we've got about 3/4 of an hour to low water. I'm going to turn myself around, switch the camera off, and give these rods some attention, and I will bring you back with a fish, because I will not let Tommy Joe get the better of me. Oh, look at the bend in that Airlyte. Unfortunately, it's just all that crap. But yeah, anybody wanted to know what the action looks like on the Airlyte, woohoo! Oh, and so it continues. This is ridiculous. Absolutely ridiculous. Oh well, we are almost back to where we started 4 hours ago. That weed is just absolutely relentless. I've snapped off 3 times purely because of the weed. I guarantee I wouldn't have that problem with braid, but I wouldn't be able to hold bottom, and that's the. I think if it wasn't for the fact that I haven't had a chance to spool the other reels up for these 2 new reels, and I was fishing with my spin fishers, I'd have swapped over to 90-pound braid, and I'd be, yeah, just letting it roll around. I'm probably just cutting the line, sliding the weed off, and rebaiting. But yeah, I'm on the verge of getting really mardy about it as well. I've got a Yorkie actually. Oh, it wasn't Yorkie, was it? No, it's Snickers. You're not yourself when you've not had it. You're not yourself when you've not had a Snickers or whatever it was. Yorkie's not for girls, isn't it? That's the one. So yeah, I think I'm going to have a bite to eat in a minute. I've retired the Airlyte because that wind's picking up. Like I say, it is light line. It is £10 line through to a tapered shock leader. It is meant for, well, better conditions than this, to be honest. I'm struggling to cast 3 ounces into this headwind, and I'm definitely not casting far enough to get up and out of the weed, so I've retired the Airlyte. Unfortunately, haven't managed to christen it on its maiden outing. I'm just down to the Fury, and I know what I said earlier about being sporting and this, that and the other. I've whacked a big pulley Pennel on that with a big squid and lugworm bait on there. So I know earlier I said I was going to be sporting and I was going to give him a fighting chance and blah blah blah. It ain't happening. Still debating where to go later. With all these, with the session that I've had so far, would you believe it? I am tempted to go and fish Moston. Like I haven't had enough punishment for one day. I'm considering going and fishing a mark where notoriously I have done really badly on. The definition of, what is it? The definition of insanity is doing the same thing repeatedly and expecting a different result. But yeah, there's a couple of marks around Conway. We've got Rill, we've got Prestatyn, but oh, there's that line. How much weed's on it? I've got rid of the tapered shock leader as well, by the way. I've gone for a 80 pound straight through with a double uni knot. I don't think that is weed. Having said that though, that is a big bait. Is it weed? There is that line. Out there, it's weed. Well, I know I said I'd seen my horse, but it's filling in. Oh, it's filling in lovely. I really need to put my lip away, and I think I just need to crack on and persevere a little bit, because that does look spot on. And that thing up there, ooh, that's a rarity. Well, I know what I said, but snapped off again. Saw my horse, going home. Well, I'm not, I'm going somewhere else, I don't know where yet. I'm going to head back. Ooh, got all these worm casts. There's a lot more worm casts up here than there was where I were earlier. Maybe I'll just have 5 minutes pumping. Let's have 5 minutes pumping, shall we? Well mate, as much as you put me on an absolute shitter of a mark, this weather's got me absolutely buzzing for summer. Absolutely buzzing for summer fishing.
Sorry mate, can't be helped, eh? Unbelievable, yeah. Always the same. I'm never recommending anybody to go anywhere again. Mate, I'm literally just sorting a load of mini stuff out. Me, Tom and my sister are off on the minis for a few hours before it gets dark now. Obviously you're welcome to join, but we are going to Holyhead Breakwater. I hope Tom absolutely thrashes their pants off you, mate. Enjoy.
Ha ha ha, he'll catch more than you anyway, that's for sure.
Right, well, I've got a couple extra worms this afternoon session, this evening session. Well, I really am getting hangry now, so I think these guys have got the right idea. Lures off that little jetty there, that little breakwater. Yeah, looks spot on. Unfortunately, not for me today, but that does mark the start of bass season on the Awful Angler YouTube channel. I can't get over how many worm casts there are here, and I've literally had 2 or 3 per session. But yeah, we've probably got 20 or so worms. I'm off. I'm going to find some food before I get even hangrier. Find some food, get set up somewhere, debate where we end up later, and I shall see you guys next week. So thanks for watching. Let me know in the comments where do you reckon we should head to. I mean, look at that. Conditions look spot on. So, do I brave another coast session, or do I head? Oh, do you know where I do fancy? Conway Estuary. Yeah, so Conway Estuary, there's a couple of marks in Conway as well, on the shoreline, going for bass. really don't know. That wind is starting to drop now, but have I had enough? Have I had enough of battling the weed? Who knows? Who knows where we're going to end up next? I shall see you guys next week. Thanks for watching, and until then, take care and tight lines.